Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bunny Says, and I'm glad you're joining me here today. We're here to play another game of Cinderella Phenomenon. But if you're observant, you'll notice something a little different. And in particular, the two faces here. One is Rod, of course, and one is Rumple. Now, our last devastating, let's not call it devastating, but let's call it rather disappointing ending of our last game. Left us with a bad ending, and let's just call it that. Let's not make any spoilers. But I realized that you can continue to play Waltz and Fritz as characters, as stories. Now, first of all, that sort of shocked me that there was actually more characters. I didn't realize this would change. Obviously, because it wasn't changing the way I was playing. But I found out that you could unlock, those two characters, and I wanted to see their stories. Now, I hope you don't mind. What I did was, off screen, I went and found the only way to unlock those characters is to get, or at least that I read, that you need a good ending. Now, I don't know if you need one good ending for each character, or all I know is that I needed two good. It said that I needed two good endings. So, what I did was I chose two characters and played until I got their good endings. Very quickly, I just now remember you could go back and choose, and once you finish your story, you can go back and choose and re-choose. And what I did was I chose, I made choices that would give me the right choice indicator, so that I would, so that all my choices were correct, so that I could get the good ending. Now, I don't know if you need every single choice correct, or just the majority of them. I didn't take a chance. I just, if I made a wrong choice, I went back, and I made a correct one until I got to the good ending. Now, I will at some point later. I think I will go back and make a file for each of the characters and just show their ending, a good ending for them, so we can so you can see what they are and see what happens. But right now I'm not going to do that. I'm going to, for the sake of fairness and for the sake of roleplay, I chose what I chose, and I come out with some not so good decisions, and I'm going to live with that. I just wanted to continue on with the game and see the stories of Fritz and Waltz. I didn't want to just ignore them. So I went through and did what I did, and now we can choose Fritz and Waltz. So, excuse me. I have my drink here. It is not a gin and tonic. It is a beautiful day out, evening anyway. About 2 degrees Celsius and about 75 degrees Fahrenheit, somewhere around there. And it's nice and warm and just a wonderful evening. So I thought we would play a game, and we would continue with Fritz. Now, I did something. I started playing a game with Fritz, and I messed up and forgot to turn my microphone on, and I went through an entire episode without any sound. So I figured I'd just do it over again. What would be the point of just overlaying sound on it? That would be just as long as doing it over again. So, where is Fritz? Here we go. Okay. Now we have, as you'll see here before, we had Fritz and Waltz. There's Rumple, Rod, and Karma. Now I'm going to choose Fritz. We could choose Fritz or Waltz. I'm going to choose Fritz now and do Waltz afterwards. And, for the life of me, I just wanted to say, there are 5 characters here, and I just never realized that I could actually play these 2. I just assumed that it was just a mosaic, a picture. And for some reason I thought you could only play the three main people. And I had no idea you could play Waltz or Fritz. So, but anyway, I'm going on long, so let's just start up now. And let's start Fritz's route. Without further ado, Chapter 3, Reunion. Okay. I am in town with Waltz because Buffet needed supplies for her potions, and we were the only ones available to get them for her. I do not know why, but I feel on edge. Waltz. Don't worry, Princess. I won't let anything bad happen to you. Though you wouldn't even have to be here if Lady Buffet hadn't placed so many orders. I do not understand why she has to get everything today. Surely she can just pick up the rest tomorrow. If she was more patient, I wouldn't have needed to go out at all today for such a bothersome chore. Waltz. Lady Buffet's been receiving a lot of orders lately. She needs to keep up with the demand somehow. Let's make this quick. I just want to make one quick comment. I never realized how red his Waltz's eyes are, and the red and the brown make a nice juxtaposition. Anyway, Waltz, of course. My eyes wandered to the shop right in front of me. This should be the place. Oh, okay. We're in a shop with apparently the shopkeeper is a witch. How can I help? Oh, it's you. This is the witch who came into the marché some time ago with one of their shoes. Oh, that's right, I remember she was complaining about having to clean up. With Mr. Broom. Witch, what can I do for you two? We need all of the items on this list, please. That's Waltz. Waltz holds out the list Buffet gave him. The witch surveys the list, then gives a thoughtful nod. I'll collect these for you right away. It'll only be a few moments. It's funny, I noticed in a shop it's all potions, it looks like. Things like, to make potions. And it's funny, up in the left-hand corner, there's a little, looks like a half gallon of milk carton that says cake mix. I just thought that was amazing. But anyway, the witch disappears into her back room. I fold my arms as we wait, my thoughts drifting. We'll be finished before you know it, Princess. Okay. 2 men appeared, man A and man B. Man A is saying, well, look who it is. Hello again, little girl. And it seems like you're here again with your little friend. These are the men that tried to rob me back when I was out on the streets. Waltz quickly steps in front of me as if to shield me from the men. Can he even protect me? Man B. She cleans up all right, doesn't she? Don't she? Almost didn't recognize her all neat. What do you want? Us? We don't want nothing. But we heard there's someone who wants you. And they're willing to pay more money than we could have ever gotten from you. The man reaches out to grab me, but Walt slaps his hand away. The men's unwashed stench reaches my nose, and I try not to gag. Waltz, don't touch her. Witch. Oi, what's this? The witch reappears at the door, and the men back off slightly when she appears. None of your business. Witch. I think it is. These people are my customers. Stay out of this, hag. Hag? No. I am slightly startled when the witch leans forward and whispers to us. Listen. You both start running, okay? You run as fast as you can and don't stop for anyone. You need to get back to the Machen. Waltz. But don't you worry about me. I'll distract them for as long as I can. But you need to run. Go. Man A. Hey. Witch. Look alive, boys. This one itches. Waltz grabs my hand and pulls me with him as we run. Excuse me. Not even turning back to look when we hear the shatter of glass. Oh. Okay. She is a witch. Why would she help us? Because she is a good witch, princess. Lucette. I'm sure that she is only helping us because she wants to keep us indebted to her. Now, Lucette. That's more of her mother speaking. We continue running against the current of people. I managed to keep up with Waltz for a time, but it is not long before my hand slips out of his, and I am lost to the crowd. The minute I am separated from Waltz, I stop. Panic begins to well up inside of me. Waltz! I frantically look around at the crowds, trying to find him, but I fail. You know, Waltz isn't that great a protector, I have to admit. I mean, if you were holding someone's hand, you were running, and suddenly you slipped out of their hand slipped out of yours, I mean, the first thing you do is, like, stop and turn around, right? I mean, so he shouldn't be, and if she's screaming out his name, I mean, he shouldn't be more than, like, 10 feet from her, you know? 10 or 20 feet from her at most, and she's screaming out his name, and he can't hear it? I mean, well, he is supposed to be a small boy, so. Alright. Lucette, I need to get back to the Machen. Slowly, it dawns on me that I am in a part of town that I do not recognize. I do not know my way around this area. I knew leaving the Machen was a bad idea. When I see Parfait again, I will give her a piece of my mind. Manet, I found her. Still in that case. I immediately turn on my heels and run as fast as I can. I am so panicked, I cannot see what is in front of me. I do not notice the man in front of me until I crash into him. I prepare to fall, but the man has braced himself just before I crash into him. We both somehow manage to remain upright. Excuse me, Princess? this voice. I look up in shock. Fritz? Well, so we have Fritz here. Fritz, it really is you. Princess, How does he remember who I am? Man A, there she is. I have no time to think about this now. Who? I grab his arm and pull him with me into a run. Now wait a minute, Fritz says, why are we running? Now Fritz is her bodyguard, and he's a good swordsman, so he should be able to take care of two, dirty, vagrants, like two bad guys pretty easily. Somehow he is barely out of breath, despite how long we've been running. It sends a sliver of irritation through me. Well, remember, he is supposed to be a great knight, so he would be obviously be in great shape and good with his sword. So, Lucette, I think these men want to sell me. What? I shake my head as I try to tug him forward again. However, Fritz does not budge. Princess. This is very irritating. We must keep moving. Man B. I see her. Oh no. Princess. Wait. Fritz is a knight. I trust you can manage these two fools. With one hand behind my back. With a nod and a confident smile, he turns to face the oncoming men. He moves to stand in front of me, effectively shielding me with his body. Man A. 2-on-1? I don't like your chances, boy. We've got no business with you. We just want the girl. Run on home. She'll be more trouble than this is worth. Fritz. You'll have to get through me first. Ah, and how are you going to stop us? Well, I imagine the giant sword at his side is going to do something. But, okay, let's keep going. Fritz, yeah, with this. And of course, he pulls out his sword. Fritz brandishes his sword and smiles at them. Fritz is second only to his father, Sir Alcaster, in his ability with the sword. His skill is obvious, just in the way he holds his blade. Yeah, now I remember he was chosen as Lucette's bodyguard because he was supposedly he's supposed to be like the second best swordsman in the entire kingdom or something. That's why he was chosen to be her bodyguard in the first place. Man B. Waving around a sword is going to scare us away this time. This girl is worth enough gold to sort out any scratches we might get. Any closer and I'll do more than scratch you. Excuse me. Get him. Okay. The fight is over as quickly as it starts. I cannot keep up with Fritz's movements at first, but when I am able to focus on him again, the two men are completely immobilized. One is sprawled on the ground with Fritz's foot firmly planted on his back. The other is collapsed against the wall of the alleyway, with the tip of Fritz's sword pressed against his neck. Fritz, you wanted to question them? Fritz is completely unscathed. I turned to look at the man against the wall, thinking he might be more capable of speech at this time. Who was going to pay you? I'd answer her. That was Fritz. Man B. I watch as Fritz presses out his sword against the man's neck, enough to draw a gasp out of him. It was a witch. The witch? Waltz insisted the witch we met was good. But this is just further proof that witches will always be inherently wicked. Well, my man, that was a bit of a bit of a universal, a little too universal condemnation there, but okay, man B. It was a witch, I swear. You got a note with your picture. Then it burned to pieces right before our eyes once we'd read it. What did the note say? Just to get you to the witch in one piece. That payment would come when that happened. Fritz, how much was the payment? Man B is hesitating. Answer me. 1,000 gold pieces. Oh, 1,000. Well, 1,000 gold pieces. He said, 1,000 gold pieces would be enough to feed a family for years. You're no kidding. Okay. Fritz, princess? Not just anyone would have that kind of wealth. There would have to be nobility, royalty even. Well, okay, here, this begs the question. Who said that they would ever get paid if they brought her? The witch wouldn't necessarily have to hand over the 1,000 gold, you know. Or it could be a fake gold or something like that, you know. Are witches disguising themselves as members of the aristocracy now? That's Lucette thinking. Fritz, princess. Yes? What do you want to do with these two? I look at the men and feel something icy run through my veins. These men were going to abduct me. There's no telling what they would have done to me if they had caught me. Man A, please. Man B, don't beg. What would your son say if he heard you? He has a family? That does not matter. Even if I had mentioned my family, it would not have made a difference. Wait. What did you do to her? Do to who? The woman at the shop. What did you do to her? Man A, hesitating. Man B, nothing that can't be fixed. Did you hurt her? When neither of the men answer me, I frown. That's a yes, obviously. Who said, I do not know why that witch was trying to save me, but she did try. These men cannot get away with doing whatever they wish. Answer me. What did you do to her? Nothing that won't heal. The anger that was nothing but a small flame burns full force in my chest. They do not deserve mercy. Now, okay, I have a choice here. Punish them or spare them. Okay, now here's the problem. Okay. I would like to punish them, personally. I mean, I would, because, first of all, they're continuing to do what they do. They don't, they haven't, they tried to grab her before, and they tried to rob her before, and now they were trying to grab her again, and who knows, they could have, attacked her, or raped her, or whatever. The note only said she has to be brought to the witch hole I mean, they could have like beat her up or whatever, anything. And they were doing it for money, obviously. And who says they... I mean, this guy is talking about his son, but, you know, they don't seem to care about their... they don't seem to care about their family. They're running out, stealing and robbing people. And, you know, hurting them. They didn't, you know, that's... I mean, it sounds more like their family is just an excuse for them to continue doing, you know, their evil deeds, you know? And they'll do it again, you know, if she lets him go. I mean, you know, what happens if she happens to not have Fritz around and she bumps into them? They won't sit there and go, oh, sorry. They'll grab her. They'll take the opportunity to grab her and try to get the money, you know. So, who says they don't do that to other people? So, I know I would like to punish them, but now here's the question. Here's the problem. Lucette is supposed to be trying to earn her good deeds to stop her curse. So, she's trying to be good to people, you know. And, well, I guess we're supposed to start, you know. And who says if we spare them that they might not turn over a new leaf? I personally doubt it, but also they're at our mercy here, so, I mean, it would be really cruel to just, you know, tell Fritz to start slicing them up or what, you know, or kill them. That'd be almost akin to murder, you know, so. Well, I know what I would like to do, but then I know what Lucette should be doing. She should be starting her path towards redemption, so. Okay, let's spare them. So, they deserve to be punished, but these men were nothing but puppets to some other master. Punishing them is a waste of time. Well, that's true too, actually. It is an additional burden that I do not care to shoulder. Princess? That's Fritz. Promise not to come after me ever again. Swear it. Mayday. I swear on my life, you'll never see me again. I swear it as well. That's Man B. Now, they're bad men, so I doubt they care about that swearing word at all, so, but, yeah, that's how we have to go on, I guess. Lucette, let them go. Fritz. As you wish. Okay. Fritz and I leave the men behind in the alleyway. I sigh in relief when the scenery around me becomes more familiar. From here, I can probably find my way back to the machine. Fritz is so unusually quiet that I barely notice him as I become wrapped up in my thoughts. What does a witch want with me? As far as I know, I've never done anything to a witch. Princess. I am startled when Fritz talks. Yes? You let those men go. Oh, good. Okay, we got a good deed. I wasn't expecting you to... Well, you showed them mercy when not everyone would have. Mercy? Is that what it was? I think Fritz just has more faith in my morality. I did not spare those men to save them. I spared them to avoid the consequences. It was difficult. Fritz, the most meaningful shows of mercy are often are, but why is he smiling at me like that? I notice Fritz fidgeting. There's a sure sign that he has something else he wants to say. What is it? Where have you been, Princess? One day you just suddenly disappeared. No one in the palace seems to remember you at all. Why am I the only person who can remember you? Could Fritz be... Are you cursed, Fritz? Fritz looks shocked. Are you talking about the fairy tale curse? Yes. No, of course not. What makes you think I am? If he is not cursed, how else could he know who I am? Are you a witch or a fairy? Fritz stares at me, as if I have grown another head. I don't understand why you're asking me this, Princess. I am definitely human. Could it be that he is somehow unaware of the conditions of his curse? I must speak with Delora and Parfait about this. Princess, what is going on? Princess! I need to get to the Marchen as quickly as possible so I can speak to Parfait and Delora about what Fritz's curse might be. Waltz is probably looking for me as well. Then abruptly, Fritz puts himself in front of me, blocking my path. What are you doing? I could ask you the same thing. Where are you going? I am returning to the Marchen. The Marchen? It's a tavern for the cursed. I've been living there. Princess, are you saying that you've been cursed? Oh, I forgot that I haven't told him yet. Princess, I need answers, please. Well, I suppose you will not let me leave without an explanation. Not after you suddenly disappeared like that. Very well. Delora and Parfait will have to wait. Okay, we're at Fritz's house. And this is where I stopped before. Let's stop here. It's getting on past 30 minutes, so let's stop here. I rather like Fritz's room. It looks pretty good. It's tastefully decorated. It's a little Spartan, but you know, it looks comfy and cozy. It has a nice green hue to it. I like the color, so. But anyway, okay, let's stop going on about decorating here. But I want to say thank you for being here, and please like and subscribe. I will continue to do the story, and I will do Waltz afterwards as well. So kick back and relax and enjoy the story. Don't worry, it'll all be finished. I'm not going to just stop doing it or anything, because I really want to see their stories. Waltz's story also seems sort of interesting to me. We learned in one of the other things that he is older than he seems, so. But anyway, I don't want to go into any spoilers. Again, thank you for being here and listening, and continue on. I'll be right back, and we'll do the next episode in a few minutes. Just let me take a break, and we'll be right back. So thank you again.